Hey, it's freaking Fab. Huh? It's freaking Fab. What? It's freaking Fab. It's freaking Fab, breaking balls, takes me off the walls, talking all that shit that make you wanna get involved. Ain't no ball. Rick and Fab, no ball. Look, when you wanna talk ball, tell me who you call. I know it's Rick and Fab, got it all, ain't no ball. Look, Rick and Fab, no ball. Yeah.
What is up, folks? We're here. We're back. It's Rick and Fab No Ball episode. I never know this. Which one?
12.
12.
12.
Yeah. 12 episodes deep already.
I don't know how I knew that.
The Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers of episodes. So we're going to have to deliver. Let me start off with an apology if we're a little rattled or flustered. I just found out Mere was not a mustache guy until quarantine.
Wait, do I pull the picture back out?
I just saw a picture of him without a mustache, and I am flustered to say the least.
Yeah.
We'll cover the address.
You think you know a guy? Like, who is that?
The YouTube folks are in for a treat as always.
If you're ever on trial, I wouldn't be able to pick you out from a lineup if you shaved your mustache. So something to consider.
Right? It's a nice get out of jail free card, literally.
Quite literally, yeah. Honestly, you struck me as just an all-time, you struck me as one of those guys who just had a mustache first. Like you in fifth grade, you just had a mustache.
I think he came out of the womb with a mustache.
No, I could grow a mustache. I still can't grow a beard. I'm 27 years old now and I can't grow a beard, but I could grow a mustache from a young age. I just never had one. I don't know. And then it was quarantine. And I was like, I can't even go to the store and buy razors. So fuck this. I'm going to let it grow out. I'm like, I kind of like this thing. So we're rocking with it and it's never going away.
Were you one of the first people in your friend group to have facial hair and stuff?
Like a mustache, yeah. I could grow a mustache, like a decent mustache, like sophomore, junior year. I just didn't keep it because it was mustaches weren't cool back then.
One of my favorite memories ever is it was fifth grade or something. One of my boys who was a super early sprouter. We were in the bathroom with him, looking in the mirror of him holding his arm up, just examining his armpit hair because he was the only one who had armpit hair.
Right.
It's fucking hilarious to think about.
Incredible.
That's how I met my current best friend in fifth grade basketball. We were doing sprints at our first practice, and he had his arms up to get some breathing in, and I was just absolutely perplexed that this kid had just a full pit of hair.
That's hilarious.
But me personally, this is about the best I can do. That's why I'll probably get carded when I buy Jewel Pods till I'm 40. So,
yeah, nice little scraggle going on.
We also have a surprise guest host in here tonight, and that's my aunt's dog, Millie.
Hey,
hi, Millie.
Another treat for the YouTube folks.
Yeah. Oh my goodness,
you guys are really missing out.
Yeah, I'll hold her up again, Simba.
Oh, you have to go to YouTube. Like the video.
Let's get her a fourth chair.
Contrary to her small, cute appearance, this dog is an old lady. When I picked her up from my aunt literally said, if something bad happens or she dies, it's not a big deal. So I have been tweaked all weekend about not letting this dog die. Kidneys are failing. Her hearing is subpar, to say the least. She can't really jump or get up and down the stairs.
Oh, no.
I got to give her meds every day, thankfully through her mouth and not the other end. When they pulled out the distributor for that, I was a little rattled, but she takes them like a good girl. And yeah, we got Millie in the stew.
Shout out, Millie.
Thank you, Millie. Shout out to the
show. Yeah, it was dog sitting this weekend. Had a very eventful weekend. How was your guys's?
I didn't do much. Golfed, broke 100 again. Not a huge deal. Shot a 99.
There we go.
Count it.
Also, switched my setup back to where it originally was. So you guys will notice I'm back to having Katie behind me. Pause.
Any reasoning? Oh,
pause.
The rare self pause. Oh Jesus, Millie just turned on the TV.
The reasoning. So I was having Wi-Fi troubles, and for some reason I convinced myself that plugging my PlayStation everything into a different outlet would help the connection.
That makes sense.
I'm not sure if there's any truth to that at all, but I moved it to a different outlet, and then it was really annoying because I like to put my feet up on my bed when I play video games and lean back like I am right now. And I couldn't do that with my setup the other way, so I had to turn it back, and I ended up plugging everything back into the original outlets. And now I'm not having any Wi-Fi troubles, knock on wood. So, but I'm gonna have to look into that. I don't know if there's any truth there, but give it a shot. If you're having Wi-Fi problems, just try a different outlet.
Just try a different outlet. That's the way to go. This is random, but you say like how you sit back on your bed and play video games. I've always been jealous of all my friends that like do that and stuff when we're at like playing, we used to play like Madden all together and stuff on one TV, whatever. They'd all be like sitting back on the couch and it'd be me like 2 inches from the screen.
Oh yeah, because you can't see anything.
Yeah, like my monitor when I'm playing games still is about 8 inches from my eyeballs. I can't even imagine sitting back.
That's crazy, actually. Yeah, I guess that's something I take for granted because I play from my bed all the time.
Dude,
give me the robot eyes. I know you're listening, government.
If I'm playing the show and I start to I can usually be a lean back guy, but if I start to rack up the strikeouts in the show, I will be 6 inches from my TV, dialed into that strike zone.
Do you guys ever play standing up? Are you able to play standing up?
Oh yeah. I'm a big stand-up guy in general. Like I don't you can probably tell on the pod. I'm always moving my hands, fiddling with my hair. I'm a big leg bouncer. I can't sit still. I have to pace when I work, pace when I play video games.
See,
undiagnosed ADHD, I believe.
Yeah.
One of my boys strictly plays standing up, plays video games, and I can't. I'm decent at video games. If I stand up, I physically just cannot play. I can't do anything. My hand-eye coordination's all off if I'm standing. So that's always kind of confused me a little bit.
I also have horrible posture and light scoliosis. So sitting is just kind of an uncomfortable experience for me. And actually, I don't know if you guys saw, I'm fighting through injury tonight on the pod. I sneezed so aggressively that I
saw that.
Completely threw my back out.
Oh no! That's bad.
Something is serious. I had to sleep on the floor with a pillow underneath it just for the lumbar support. Couldn't sleep because of it. It was. I'm 22 dealing with this stuff.
Little pinched nerve, maybe.
Dude, it was a very shoot. Oh, dab on him. But it was a very aggressive sneeze. I already have poor posture, and I sneezed, and something didn't feel right, and so I'm a warrior. I'm a hero.
Yeah.
No need to call me that, but just call us mates.
You don't have to be here right now. Honestly, you should be in the hospital, probably realistically, but here you are recording a basketball podcast.
Dude, we have a heating pad. I had to go ask my mom for the heating pad, and she's like, "Why do you need it?" And I'm not sore from football this time, Mom. I sneezed too hard and
sneezed a little too hard,
and I might
allergies got you.
It's getting old, man. That's what it comes at you quick.
This is 22.
Just wait,
I also had the most vicious hangover of my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually brutal. So I'm driving home, and there's a 2-mile stretch of main road in my town under construction, and I'm driving home feeling queasy, feeling not good. And I have a cop behind me while I'm driving.
Oh no!
And I'm just the whole time I'm thinking, you can't puke, because if you puke out the window or you pull over to puke, the cop behind me is gonna think something's up. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I was tweaked about that. And I'm on this bumpy road under construction, just rattling the whole time. The queasiness
stomach's
came up.
jiggling around.
I had to hangover puke into a Gatorade bottle. It was the most humbling experience of my life.
How the hell did you do that?
Precision.
That is fucking
I didn't put my whole mouth around it because that would have created a vacuum and it shoot out my nose. But yeah. It was
that's impressive.
And then
damn,
this was comical. I pulled over into a nature reserve parking lot to get myself cleaned up. And there's a cop there too, so I just have to loop around and fucking just head on home.
That's tough.
Were you moving? What?
You were moving while you threw up into the Gatorade bottle? The car was moving?
No, I made it to a stop sign.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a distracted driver.
I've always had because I have a really weak stomach. Sometimes if I just start coughing, sometimes I'll just cough until I start puking, and I've
done that before.
I always have anxiety about
though.
Yeah, about just throwing up while I'm driving on the highway or something.
All right, enough puke talk. We said we're gonna have a short show this week.
Yeah,
How was your weekend?
It was good. I didn't do shit. Pushed off like all my responsibilities. Chilled. Slept a lot. Hung out with Andre Dawson, the Hawk, Awesome Dawson, a little bit
Yes,
on
sir.
Sunday at a signing.
Casual.
I love doing the signings because it's like I get to chill with these guys behind the scenes. But after he was wanted to buy some comics and
I
stuff.
love that comes after you saying, I just hung out and relaxed this weekend.
Yeah, right. Well,
Like, I had a
no,
chill
see, this was
weekend
only a
also.
couple hours, but like, and it's it was nice though. You'd appreciate this, Rick. Fab still hasn't watched the show, I believe, but you wanted to buy some comics, and in our showcase, the one he picked out right away was The Boys #1 comic, like the Starlight featured, signed by the actress who plays Starlight.
Oh,
in the
that's
show.
sick.
Yeah, he wanted that one, like off the rip, and I'm like, I love that show. We were talking, cool, dude. I love my job sometimes, most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. So my weekend was eventful.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I have a few bullet points written down here. I began my design career. Made some T-shirts. If anyone's desperate for Colts merch, that'll be coming soon. And I really need to sling this shit. Otherwise, Portnoy is going to be banging down my door. This is actually wild. So I was at like the preseason scrimmage for my old high school team. Like the week before week 1. I don't know if your guys' teams did this, but the red team would scrimmage the white team, have the fans come out, get everyone hyped for the season. Me and like 5 of my boys from back home, we still see each other a decent amount. I have a good group of high school friends from football that, we see each other whenever we can. We all decided to head back for this game. None of us had actually been back since graduation. There's been some firings and controversies with the football team, but we all headed back, and my boy's like, hey, we're kind of having a mini graduation type party at my house for me. He obviously just graduated, so I'm like, hell yeah. We were going to go to the bars after. This is like one of my best friends, known the kid since 6th grade. He's a very quiet, he's a quiet dude, but he's also a master of the bit. He's a very funny guy. We get there. Turns out this kid left on Monday. He dropped everything post-grad and is moving to Hawaii.
Okay.
Allegedly, he has a job lined up, a place lined up, and is told like the bare minimum people. Hasn't posted about it, hasn't told anyone outside of our group and his family. I've never been more jealous of a person in his life. The kid is just going to fucking Hawaii.
Good for him.
I admire the fuck out of that as someone who's always like fantasized about doing that, but I've never had the balls to pull it.
Right.
Pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
We all fantasize about just ghosting everyone and moving to a different corner of the world. This kid is actually doing it, and he's doing it in fucking Hawaii. It's unbelievable.
What a goat. We should get him on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in on the Rick persona part of my life, but we could definitely get him on the show. I don't know how the internet is in Hawaii. But the thing is, I said he's like the master of the bit, and like he always is playing jokes on us. I still don't even know if he's serious. So like I sent him like a goodbye text and like a congrats thing and all that, but like he still might be yanking my chain. I would have no idea.
He's just stringing you
pulled
along.
off the ultimate mind fuck on his way out if he is going.
Good for him. If he, either way, he's on top. He's winning.
As far as picking up and just going somewhere else, like I don't know if it gets much better than Hawaii. Like I don't know if you could do better than that. Like that's like the cream of the crop as far as just like getting away from literally everything. You're just in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
Props to this guy.
Props to that guy.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I had some mic issues briefly. I started the extended cut episodes of The Office, which
Ooh.
one of those shows where the fans kind of ruin it, but it's delightful. I was one of those people that just watched it like 10 times, and I took it off. I'm going back to it. It's like a whole new show.
Yeah.
Where do you watch those?
You can watch them on Peacock, which
that's right. Okay.
The cock.
Yeah, you can watch it on good old cock. But yeah, like the side characters all obviously get like so much more airtime, and like you really kind of appreciate them and their development more.
Did they just drop those?
No, they've been out for like a year or so. They're called the super fan episodes. They're all like 30 to 40 minutes long, and there's like a lot more stuff in there.
I'm gonna watch those after this, maybe.
Dude, absolutely. You should. My favorite part of it so far has been Kevin has been like, he started off as like a real relatable character, and then he kind of turned into a caricature.
Meme. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of just turned into like a meme of a dumb guy rather than be like a relatable character, which I think kind of happened to everyone on The Office in later seasons. They just kind of became cartoon versions of themselves.
Kevin went from degenerate gambler, guy who plays in a cover band on the weekends, to just pure idiot,
right? Yeah,
punching bag.
And I was just gonna say, Mere, the funniest part of it for me is they go into his degenerate gambling so much more.
I love that because Brian Baumgartner said a lot, because he does a ton of podcasts. He has his own. He said a lot, like there was a lot more to Kevin and like gambling and like all this shit. Like they even played around with like him being like a guy embezzling a bunch of money from the company, like kind of deal.
Dude, yeah, a lot more Kevin and a lot more Kevin gambling, and it's been just awesome. Like he's been a great character. My favorite part, it was the episode Pam like won her little art contest. And she's like pissed no one's getting hyped for her. She goes up to Kevin and she's like, Kevin, I can't believe it. I just won an art contest. And he's like, oh, awesome. I just won $400 on the Celtics last night.
That's incredible.
I saw a bad fun, actually exactly what you're talking about. A clip on Twitter yesterday of like a scene where Jan like has the baby with a surrogate or whatever. And Kevin's like, convinced that he might be the dad because he donated to that sperm bank. Very funny. It's crazy that like they have so much funny shit that just like wasn't on the show.
Just top tier television. I mean, like the girls on Tinder who are like, oh, we'll get along if you like the Office, or like I see that so much on dating apps for some reason. But Office, the fans have kind of ruined it in some ways these last few years for me. But I'm back in.
Yeah, it's kind of like the new age Seinfeld. I feel like where it's like it's got like the cult like fan following, which I'm guilty of for Seinfeld. Obviously, if you follow me.
Also finished Better Call Saul, the series finale last night.
No spoilers.
No spoilers, obviously, but this last season has been everything you wanted and more. I think it firmly goes down as the best show of all time for me. Perfect finale. Did all the characters justice. Unreal performances, especially from Bob Odenkirk. And Bob Odenkirk and Giancarlo Esposito are both getting new shows on AMC next year. So we'll get to see a lot more of those.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
I don't think they're Breaking Bad universe shows, obviously, but they're both getting new shows. Lead men.
Good. Those guys are awesome. I saw Esposito, I think, is getting some sort of like villain role in the Marvel universe, which I think he's going to be. I'm not a superhero guy whatsoever, but feels like he's just perfect for like any kind of role like that.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
He did it for Star Wars too. He was really good.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna remove myself from any. I'm gonna suspend myself from any Marvel talk right now because I could rant for 30 minutes. We've already ranted for very long in this intro segment.
Oh yeah, this is the intro. You told me to have to make a banner for the intro. We just went on 20 minutes.
So last thing. Just welcome week has started at IU, and I'm seeing all the posts of my friends going back. I'm seeing all the bars posting their deals for the week and the party schedules, and pain.
Yeah,
I miss Indiana.
That sucks. That's the worst, dude.
So let's get into it. Giannis to the Bulls.
Lock it in.
Maybe.
I'd say lock it in.
So, let me pull up the quote here real quick. So Giannis went on some Fox Chicago affiliate, and he said, "Anybody, I think anybody you ask that question that plays basketball, if he said no, would be a liar." Antetokounmpo said about Chicago. It's the Bulls, a team that won multiple championships. It's a team that one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player ever, to ever play this game, played for. So it's a no-brainer. Everybody would love to play for Chicago. There's more here. Down the line, you never know. Yeah. You never know how life brings it. Maybe I'll play for Chicago, but right now I'm committed to Milwaukee.
That second part, that's what makes me think, because the first part, he's just doing the, saying the right things, saying what everybody's thinking. And then that last part is where I'm like, he didn't have to say that. He didn't have to say that.
So let me give you guys my take. I'll take you through a linear progression of events here. So Fab tagged me in this tweet late at night. My first thought was, am I getting ball sacked? Hold up.
Which is always very possible.
I think I have to take the dog out. My first thought was, I'm getting ball sacked. My second thought was, why is he interviewing with Fox 32, a local affiliate? Then I put it all together. This guy is a troll. This guy has a low-key, deep-seated hatred for the city of Chicago. That dates back to 2015. So we were up 3-0 in a playoff series against the Bucks. They came back 1-2 games. There was whispers that they were going to be the first team to come back from 3-0, and then we just crushed them by in one of the biggest playoff blowouts ever in Game 6. During that game, Giannis kind of took a cheap hit from Mike Dunleavy. He ends up sprinting down and just football tackles the guy. Ever since then, yeah, look it up after. It's literally an Oklahoma drill. So after that, he's had a very low key, deep seated hatred of Chicago.
If you need to take the dog out, we can just riff for a minute. I got a couple topics.
She'll be fine.
Okay.
After this segment, I'll see what she needs.
Right.
So I think he's just trolling the fans. He went on a local news affiliate to do that. I think this is a big nothing burger, and I'm not going to let Giannis play his mind games on me and break my heart. And then you have to add in the fun thing about being a Chicago sports fan is the ownership group of all of our teams likes to pretend we're not the third or second biggest market in sports. And they don't like to spend. They like to act like we're the fucking Oakland A's. And we're Chicago. We don't need to play Moneyball. We should be handing out fat contracts. We should be willing to spend what is necessary to bring in championships. No ownership is willing to do that. So I don't see any point in time where Jerry Reinsdorf is willing to pay Giannis what Giannis is going to receive.
That makes, after hearing you say that makes more sense. I'm just so ready to buy into this just because as the Bucks, I don't like the Bucks. I respect the Bucks. The Bucks are very good. I respect all my Bucks fans that I love on Twitter, but I am ultimately rooting for as much pain as possible for them. So watching Giannis just walk away from them would be hilarious to see, even though he would still be a problem, obviously, if he's in Chicago in the East. But I would love to see Giannis just walk away. That would be very funny for me. So I wanted to put as much stock into that as possible. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I saw a tweet that said, if it wasn't enough for Giannis, destroying the Bulls in the playoffs, now he's waging emotional warfare against them because there's no chance
I think he actually
happens.
does, hate us.
That might actually be it. The NBA's full of trolls that if it came out, in a couple months, or, when the season's starting, Giannis is oh, yeah, that was all just a sham. That'd be incredible. Just be another NBA thing. I wouldn't be that surprised. So shout out to Giannis. I mean, for just top tier trolling. We love to see it in the league.
He also saw a funny troll.
I saw a funny tweet that was it was a picture of Jordan in a Wizards jersey. It's just Giannis playing for the Bulls when his contract in Milwaukee's up. It's well, how much longer does he have on that deal? 9 years.
Is he locked down in Milwaukee for a while? I don't even know his contract.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm pretty sure he signed a long. Oh, it was only 5 years. So he is signed through 2025, 26, 2026 at age 32. He'll be an unrestricted free agent.
Okay.
He is making a lot of money.
Well, and he's also that's a good point, Mir, actually, because his game is you don't know. He has such a unique game, the way he plays, where we don't really. I mean, I would imagine it's not going to age very well at all because he relies so much on his athleticism and strength and everything. And as he gets older, I don't know how late into his 30s he's going to be able to play like that and just physically dominate everybody. That is a good point. I never really thought about that.
He's going to have to be a different player, even though we see elite NBA players like him develop different parts of their games when they need to. We've seen him start shooting more and more every single year. Right now he relies on that athleticism, but maybe he's able to transition. Who knows? It's pretty far down the line. I just don't see Chicago, like Rick said, paying up for what it's going to cost. It's going to take a lot of trade assets unless Giannis just gives up on Milwaukee, like refuses to play and says trade me. But it's going to take a lot of assets to get him, and then it's what you're going to get Giannis for 4 years at $50 million a year, like for a team that doesn't want to spend.
Right. And as far like in all of sports, it feels like as like superstars, Giannis is as no drama, just like straightforward as it really gets. Like he seems like such a genuine dude that he wouldn't really.
That's what makes me think this might not be a troll. And like
he's got that
real.
Dirk level of love in Milwaukee where I don't see him ever leaving. I think he's just a guy who's going to embrace that city and
100%
go down as the king of Milwaukee.
Right.
That's why I love Jokic so much. He doesn't give a fuck about where he's like. There's been absolutely no drama with him, like ever considering leaving Denver. Just accepts like his past 2 extensions, like no hassle or anything. I love it.
Yeah.
Outside of NBA, like NBA or cities that have NBA teams, I doubt he could name more than like 1 or 2 cities in
the
United States. He's like, I play basketball over there in that country. And then I come here and take care of my horses.
Have you ever seen a picture of Jokic at the club?
No.
No. He's just he flies in. He goes to his house, he goes to practice, he goes to his game, then he goes home and sleeps, and then when it's all over, he flies back home.
Drinks 2 liters of Pepsi a day.
He collects his MVP trophy, and then he goes back home.
Did you see this year for like the MVP announcement and shit? Like the whole like Nuggets team and like Mike Malone and everybody were in his like little house and like it was whatever fucking like it's just all there to celebrate, and it's literally like a farmhouse, like wooden like shack almost. Like he's a guy. You are 100 millionaire back-to-back NBA MVP. You're too humble.
There's never been a player as talented as him and with as many accolades as him that we just like don't see like ever. Like you never see, like he does an interview. You never see pictures of him doing anything. It's just like you got to respect it, bro. Jokic,
and that's exactly what you want out of your franchise star to an extent.
Exactly. Yeah, like I get enough out of Jamal Murray. I've seen his dick like 50 times on Twitter.
Okay.
I'm good on that. That dude's had his dick like
50
times.
50 times you got to be actively seeking it out.
I think
50 is
he had like a video of him getting blown leak like 2 years ago, and I think I tweeted like 4 months ago or something. I was like, every time, like I was just looking up to see like status on his injury, just typing in Jamal Murray, and like it'd be 10 pictures of his dick. Like, what is going on here? Where is the injury stuff? This has been years now.
You stumble upon it on the hub from time to time.
Yeah, I just stopped giving up on finding injury updates.
Moving on from Mere's social media algorithms being predispositioned to show him pictures of dicks. What do we got next?
We got some
our good friend
back. We're beating the dead horse.
I have
every episode.
Bullet point for this in my notes, and I'm sick and tired of talking about fucking Kevin Durant. The NBA offseason is always the best offseason. It's something sacred. I thought we were gonna get something electric out of these KD trade talks, and I am already sick of talking about this shit, dude. I'm done.
Yeah. We get the retirement. I don't know who the guy who came out and said that KD quickly shot it down.
I got it pulled up one sec. For our lovely listeners at home, it was Mark Stein, actually.
Was it Mark Stein?
It was the Steininator. My tab is not loading. But this guy Stein basically comes out and says, Kevin Durant would rather retire, or he'd be more inclined or some shit to retire instead of playing another season for the Brooklyn Nets. Which then Stein himself goes on to say, I think KD loves hoops too much for this to be a real threat. I don't think there's really any leverage or impact behind this. Then, do any of you have the tweet pulled up? Because my internet is just not loading it.
I do not.
But KD came out on Twitter today, as KD loves to do, and pretty much just said, this is all bullshit. I'm not retiring.
Yeah. Kevin Durant, he was going crazy on Twitter today. Well, he's been going a lot more recently, which I just love. We love an KD on the timeline.
And I love the way he tweets, obviously, like a lot, like a good amount. He replies to people, but he, like the way that he will like reply to questions without answering the question whatsoever, but just being like saying something like slightly condescending or just like calling himself a god. I just think it's so funny. And he gets all the hate for all this stuff, but who's holding all these journalists and writers accountable for just saying whatever the fuck they want? Like they're just saying shit. Like there's no merit to behind.
Like who the
There's
fuck's
no merit
Tommy
behind.
Beer?
Right. There's no merit behind like most of the shit these guys are saying. Like we saw it with Woj and Shams a couple weeks ago with that random news dump on a Monday morning. Like these guys just say whatever the fuck they want. They're trying to keep up with the NFL, trying to keep up with fucking baseball. Like they're just trying to get news dumps out. And then it all goes back like, oh, Katie's so insufferable because he said like he's not saying any of this shit. Right. So that's what annoys me.
All right, so I'm putting down Fab as anti-journalism. Is that okay?
Yeah, mark it down. Put me down as anti-NBA journalism. Actually, no.
Fab J. Trump, as he's often called, continues his crusade against the fake news establishment media. Love to see that.
It really is, though. Like, you go through these articles and you don't find a single source, which is just interesting. Why would someone write an article without a source? Anybody?
It's unnamed sources, brother. Yeah.
Strange article.
If you really want an answer to that, it's for clicks.
Strange article. Very strange article.
Yeah.
Yeah, Katie's not retiring. I just really think he's going to play for the Nets and maybe get traded during the season, but I think he's going to start the season with the Nets. And the big winner here ultimately is Kyrie Irving, because Kevin Durant is taking all of the swords being thrown at him, verbal meme. And Kyrie's just kind of like in the shadows, like kind of saying the same things or having the same feelings that Katie is having, but Katie is getting all the backlash.
Hate to see it.
So yeah.
Katie's response to these swords is to quote tweet them and actually go directly at them on Twitter. Kyrie's response also happens on Twitter, but it'll be some weird shit like the three-eyed raven flies at midnight.
Something about the moon. It's
the dark side of the moon. Yes, something.
A tweet that ends in a moon emoji, and then his weird, his like brand or whatever it is, like A11 even, but I think it's supposed to be like A11. But the way that he like spells it out just like makes my brain have like an aneurysm every time. A11 EVEN. I don't know what he wants us to say that as, but just classic Kyrie.
Update. I just typed in Jamal MUR in my Twitter search, and the first thing that comes up is Jamal Murray leaked, and then Jamal Murray leaked video. It's Jamal still Murray going.
Okay.
What is wrong with the timeline?
Okay. Moving on from Mere continually trying to talk about his algorithm being programmed to show him pictures.
It's not I did it from the desktop. From I don't even use this browser for Twitter. I do it from Rick and Fab No Balls Twitter account. And it's
Why are you fucking up my algorithm, bro? I don't want to see
Jamal
this.
And it comes up. I didn't even search it. It's just
all right,
there.
MereKat's...
It's what other people are searching. And then I confirmed it on my phone. It was the exact same ones. I don't know what's happening.
There's no need to get so defensive, Mere.
Well, I just typed in Jamal Murray, and the third thing that comes up is Jamal Murray head, Jamal Murray getting head, Jamal Murray girlfriend head.
Okay. So moving on from both Mere and Fab snitching on themselves. Proud of you guys.
Thank you, Fab. Thank you.
I watched that video.
Rick's too afraid to do it. Rick won't do it. He knows it's there.
It's a good video.
Hey, I support you guys. There's no hate. We want to talk some preseason football. Because if there's one thing I love about the NFL preseason, it's overreacting. It's putting myself on the hype train of a third-string quarterback. It's convincing myself that the guy balling out against fourth-string practice squad guys is going to be a stud. That's what makes preseason football great, so that's what we're here to do. Let's hear some overreactions. Go ahead, Fab.
I was just going to say, when you're watching the Patriots, think about Bill Belichick switching back and forth between Joe Judge and Matt Patricia, while Joe Judge and Matt Patricia call the offense and look like morons. Little Bill Belichick.
Daniel Jones showed us if there's one guy you want in your young quarterbacks here, it's Joe Judge. So excited to see the results of that.
Right. Yeah. Other than we saw Bill Belichick doing the Ray Allen method live on the first episode. The first game. That's really all I got. I'm just not excited for that whatsoever. And then the only other note I had was the Ravens 21 straight preseason wins. What is that all about?
What is going on in Baltimore?
It's weird. Bills haven't lost a preseason game since like week 2 preseason of 2018 or something, 19.
What? 21? How many?
But 21's insane. Yeah,
that's
4.
wild.
4 years, so
4?
5 years, 5 and some change. Yeah.
What
Or they cut the 3 last year. So 3 last year, 1 so far this year. That's 4. That's 2 years, and then I'm bad at math. Fuck. All right, so yeah, it's like 5 and it's almost 6 years. Yeah, probably 6 years. So
like that's too many games.
16.
That's too many wins in a row for it to be like, oh shit, we just happen to win every preseason game. I don't understand what the point of that is, but it's kind of. I mean, I guess like if you're a betting man, you just got to hammer the Ravens every single preseason game. Well, I don't know what Harbaugh's got up his sleeve there. It's getting extra reps in. I don't know. I got to look at the box score. Are they just playing all their starters?
I don't think
They're
so.
just they're always a deep team, and they always are like they don't have like a high like the past like Harbaugh. They never have like they have like maybe 1 or 2 high end guys on like offense, and then a lot of just like good guys. But like they have a lot of those guys. You know,
they
like
always
a guy
draft well.
Yeah, like they're 3 through 5 or 3 through like 6 receivers are great, and then like they have guys battling for spots on the team and stuff. Not great, but decent.
What do you got, Rick? You got anything?
I have a few bullet points written about the preseason. Mir, do you have anything you want to get off your chest before I dive in?
A couple Bills notes. Just so happy for Isaiah Hodgins balled the fuck out. Been rooting for this dude for 2 years. I might be the only guy in the world with his jersey, but I'm a huge fan of him. It kind of became a meme at one point because he hadn't played for 2 years. It was becoming like Kevin White, like, you know, but he balled the fuck out. He's had an incredible training camp. He balled the fuck out, 9 catches, 77 yards. And then Bills rookie receiver, who I really like, Khalil Shakir, had a massive day, 92 yards receiving. Just good to see these young guys kind of eating. It's fun watching the Bills games because it's not like we just have some shitbag throwing the ball. Like just Case Keenum and Matt Barkley are only other quarterbacks on the roster than Josh Allen, and they're capable. Like they're NFL guys who have started before, been backups, whatever. So preseason's fun as a Bills fan. Outside of the Bills, it's really dope to see Malik Willis because I'm a huge believer in him. Bet a lot of money on his like draft position under. Came nowhere close, obviously. Thought he was the best quarterback in this draft. I've been saying he's going to be Tennessee's starter next year.
Agreed.
And seeing him eat like this is great because Tannehill still has that big contract, but there's a massive out after this year in that contract where they're eating. They're not eating a lot of dead money at all if they cut him. Like this is the last year, a big guarantee for Tannehill. Malik Willis, I believe in him. He's just a dude. This is the perfect situation. He has all the skills for the NFL. It's just adjusting to like NFL playbooks and defenses and stuff. So give him a year, like give him the preseason, give him a year as a backup. You know, maybe he plays the end of some games, blowouts here and there, whatever. Week 17 when the Titans had their spot locked up. Get him that experience being on the team, getting used to the playbook. He's going to be their starter next year.
Yeah, I had Malik Willis written down as well. I'm also a huge fan of his. I also was high on him in the draft. You saw all of the positives from him in the draft process. You saw those on that preseason field. You saw the absolute cannon. You saw the athletic ability. You saw the ability to extend plays. Some exciting tape there. You also saw the negatives. Yeah. You saw he's maybe not processing quick enough. He's maybe not accurate or knowing the playbook enough, but I agree. I'm very high on him. I really hope he develops into a starter because if he does, like that combination of speed and just an absolute rocket arm, Mir, you know all about that with your boy Josh, but that's going to be something exciting to see.
If you're the Titans,
so I did have that one written down. I also, Mir, because of this new gig, I watched all of that Colts-Bills preseason game. I agree with all your points about the Bills. I thought those young guns showed some great stuff. But my main takeaway, might mispronounce this last name, Sam Ehlinger?
Ehlinger, yeah.
Ehlinger? He might be the future.
He's good.
Fantastic
Yeah,
in
out
that
of Texas last year. Solid guy.
Yep. Longhorn Nation, we're back. Fame. He completed 10 of 11 passes, 88 yards and 2 scores with 24 yards on the ground. He picked up a few key first downs running that rock. But his 2 touchdowns were both sick. He like stepped up in the pocket. He shedded a sack, extended the play. It was against the Bills' third stringers, but he looked fucking awesome. He might be a starting quarterback in the future in the NFL. And that's an overreaction, but that's what we're here to do. That's the name of the segment. Mere, you watched him as well. What did you think?
I thought he looked good. He looked comfortable in the pocket. He's a guy with some athleticism too. I don't know if he really showed that off. 4 rushes, 24 yards, so he got a little frisky there. And it's like not like the Bills aren't a deep team at defense, especially our secondary. Without Tre'Davious White, we're very like good, not great across the middle, like across the board. But we have a lot of good guys, like guys getting coached up for our practice squad the first year, like. Really good quality depth, so he showed out pretty well against them. I liked him coming out. He could be a guy for them. I mean, Nick Foles is there. Matt Ryan is, I guess, a former MVP, but like, I don't know.
That's a great quarterback room to be learning from.
Yeah, like 2 years developing, whatever. They're doing it to Jordan Love. I mean, he's going to be cooking in that oven for a long time. But
he's never getting fully baked. I promise you that.
I think next year is the year like Ellinger legitimately gets a shot to take over.
I'm sorry to our boy Jordan Love fan. Who we love.
Jordan Love. I love Jordan Love. He just doesn't have he has no shot unless they move him, and they're not going to move him. He's going to be stuck there the first 5 years of his career, and then he's going to get a weird like 2-year, $75 million deal from fucking who knows at that point. But poor Jordan Love. I feel bad. Yeah, like poor Jordan Love.
Okay, 2 sidebars here. I got a sidebar real quick. I'm sorry. I know I'm prone to the sidebar, but. One, while we're talking about our Twitter boys, shout out to our guy Brando who caught the Dave Portnoy tweet today. That's
I had that down. I had that in my notes. Shout out Brando.
Yep.
Shout out Brando. Get Brando to Barstool. It was absolutely sick, and like, there's a lot of creeps and pervs who put Cheapy in the bio for just to get the followers bump. But those replies kind of just reminded you of how like cool and how positive and what the Cheapies can do.
Oh yeah,
there was 10 to 20 replies just like, you should hire this guy, hire Brando.
There's no way he doesn't see some of those, you know. I'm like,
100%.
Absolutely. That the replies are flooded, and Mere's got the live banner here. Hashtag Brando to Barstool.
Brando to Barstool. Hell yeah. Nobody deserves it.
One day, Brando, don't you worry. And he hasn't missed an episode, so I know for a fact he's going to hear this. That's our guy.
He's the GOAT. I fucking
nobody does it like Brando.
Not enough good things to say.
Such like a bastion of positivity on the timeline. Like it's not just positivity and love, but like he's a funny ass fucking dude. And he's just like the most talented musician I know. Like, he's just a great dude. He deserves everything coming to him.
There, Mere. Like no notes. My second sidebar. I missed this note. This is why I take notes every episode, not just because I'm a grinder, but because I don't want to miss anything. Going back to KD, we are having a lockout next time, and it's going to be long, and the owners are going to be pissed because of this whole saga and players just getting traded wherever they want. We're having a lockout whenever the CBA is up, so everybody just get ready for that.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. He actually addressed that too, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I think everything is really good."
No, not good. I don't know. The owners are going to use this to bring the hammer down. The players aren't going to like it. We're having a lockdown.
Yeah, it's not going to be fun.
Back to the preseason, though. A few more notes here. I might mispronounce this one as well. Matt Ariza, the punter. I'm 2 for 2.
Baby.
I just need to be confident, I guess.
Brother of Trevor.
What?
Brother of Trevor Ariza?
No, his spelled differently.
It's spelled like a razor.
That's what made me question it because it's spelled differently. But I'm like,
it's like a razor. It's like not hard on the A. It's like a Ariza, gotcha. But not like more like a razor, like that.
Gotcha. Is this the same
the A in his last name, contrary to Mere's Twitter algorithm, not hard.
Jesus Christ.
That was a good one.
I'm not alone in this battle anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you, Mere. I'm with you, Mere.
But he boomed an 80-yard punt. I have a hot take. I think the Ravens are going to get into a defensive battle of a Super Bowl at some point, and he's going to win MVP. This guy's an absolute weapon. He doesn't have the accuracy yet, but that's something you can develop, I think. But being able to boom a punt 80 yards is just flat out preposterous. So I think this guy's going to be making a huge
we drafted him. Like, we spent a draft pick on a punter, and not just because we're deep and Brandon Beane doesn't make bad draft choices. Like,
was he
this
the
guy was
punter that
doing
went
this in
before
college?
him?
There was a punter drafted before Reza, which everyone was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
and then
right.
Yeah, and then the Bills got a Reza, and he was known coming into the draft as the punt god. Like, that was his nickname pre-draft and everything. Like, he was. I forget where he played. It was like, obviously
San Diego State, right?
Yeah, that was it. Like, he was absolutely nutty in college, and people are just like, "Oh, like punters, who knows with them?" And it's like, all right, he booms an 80-yarder his first go.
It's a third of the game.
The dude, he averaged 51 yards a punt last year in college.
Does he kick?
So.
Does he kick it all too, or is he just punt?
He kicked in college. I didn't know if he did our kickoffs in the game. Honestly, I didn't even notice that.
Not that it matters. Tyler Bass is a fucking stud.
Yeah, we got the Bass. Like, we drafted Tyler Bass too last year, and it's just like, oh, okay, this guy's setting like rookie kicking records and shit. Like, fucking monster stud. Love Tyler Bass. But now we have Punk God. It's just like, all right, we have two young guys that we drafted, so they're locked down for a bit. At special teams, which has kind of been like the Bills' weakness, like previously the past few years. Last year, punting was fucking bad. Like, really, really, really bad for us. And it screwed us. Like, literally, punting ruined games for us. So it's nice having the punt god. Little 80-yard boot, I'll take it.
Yeah. I had a couple more things. Do you guys have anything else you wanted to get to? I just had two quick ones.
I have two.
You want to go?
Sure. Just to give my Bears takes. The Bears beat the Chiefs, which by transitive property means we're a Super Bowl contender this year. That's always nice. Matt Nagy, current quarterback coach for the Chiefs. It was nice handing him an L. We won 19-14, so I think it's just kind of Matt Nagy's obligation to only score 14 points at Soldier Field.
He's a quarterback coach now?
Yeah.
How the hell did he... That's
he was the QB coach for the Chiefs and then the OC for the Chiefs before he took over for the Bears. So he's a Reed guy.
Gotcha.
But yeah, always nice. Justin Fields. I talked about this on the last pod briefly, but he's got a much quicker release. Can tell he's worked on the release, worked on the footwork. Very excited for him. Overreaction. He's probably going to win MVP this year, so that's going to be awesome.
Yep.
JF1 MVP looked great. And my last point, George Pickens is good, and I'm going to kill myself.
Wait, why?
So if you guys don't know this, the Bears, we had 2 second-round draft picks
coming
into the draft. Okay. And the whole draft process, I was saying we need to trade up for Pickens because he was a projected late first round guy. And whole draft process, I'm just praying to God George Pickens is the Bears pick. I'm screaming it from the rooftops that this is our guy. We need a big target for Justin. He's fast. He's big. Goes up and gets the ball. Decent route runner. Good blocker. I loved him. We didn't trade up. We get to our first second round draft pick, and he's still on the board. And I'm just... Please fucking draft Pickens. We don't. We draft Kyler Gordon, cornerback out of Washington. Then we have our later second-round draft pick, which came from the Chargers through the Khalil Mack trade. And I'm thinking, oh, my God, Pickens is still on the board. We need – I couldn't believe my luck. Everyone was mocking Pickens to the Bears. Like, there was chatter that we had, like, interest in him. We were working him out, that kind of thing. It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe we were about to get him, and we took a safety in Jaquan Brisker. He ends up going 4 or 5 picks later to the Steelers. He's a target for Mitch Trubisky now, which is just painful, but he looked fantastic in the preseason game. He's looking fantastic in camp. He's good. I was right, and it makes me sick to my stomach.
And it was mostly like off the field shit and like attitude stuff for him, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah, he punches people.
And as far as receivers with issues, it feels like a match made in heaven. Him going to Pittsburgh, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mike Tomlin's usually. I mean, he's as good as it gets with the guys like that controlling a locker room. I mean, he did with Antonio Brown for how many years?
Saw in his first game. He bullied that one corner, like he wrecks him right off the line, throws him to the ground, and then just stands over him. Like you're gonna see a lot of that from him.
Yeah. I was talking about that with Sweet Tea on Twitter the other day. Yeah, I'm excited to watch him. He's not my pick for offensive rookie of the year. We'll get into that later, but he's definitely a good value pick at this point. Anything else, Rick, or was that all you had?
That's all my bullet points. What do you got, Fab?
I just had a couple. This kid, I tweeted about it late one night last week, and PG replied. He's with me. This kid Isaiah Likely, tight end for the Ravens. Yep. He's gonna be a guy you're gonna want to, if you have a dynasty league, you're gonna want to target this guy. He's going to be an absolute stud. I've seen some clips. A lot of guys were high on him going into the draft. I think he was like a 4th round pick. Mark Andrews is only getting older. This kid's gonna slide in real nice. He's one of those tight ends where he kind of looks like Kyle Pitts, where Kyle Pitts doesn't really look like a tight end out there because he's so athletic. He's still big, but that's kind of Isaiah Likely. Like he's quick. He's good in the open field. I think this kid's going to be an absolute stud. I drafted him in my dynasty league, so I'm fucking fired up about that. I totally took a shot in the dark. Looks like he's going to be good. And then Zach Wilson. I think we talked. Have we recorded since he got hurt? I don't know if we have.
I don't think so.
I don't think we have.
But so he obviously had that injury. It looks like good news for Zach Wilson. So good news if you're a Jets fan. I don't know when he'll be back, but looks like he will be back. Not too long from now, I guess. They're going to wait for him to be 100%.
Knees, like cleanup. You can be back in what, like 3 weeks?
Yeah, which is kind of fucking crazy to think about.
Yeah,
like to get back from an injury like that quick. And then last thing, just something that happened today. Malcolm Butler for the Patriots, obviously out for the year. I don't think that's really anything noteworthy, but a lot of people were freaking out about it. He was going to be a backup. Patriot? He was on the Titans for a year. I think he took a year off or something. Then he came back this year, and then he just got hurt. He's probably going to retire, honestly. But I don't think that's a very big hit. But I did see a lot of people freaking out about it, so I was a little confused because he wasn't even he might not have even made the roster. So that's really kind of a nothing story, but. Yeah, that's all I had as far as NFL shit.
Mere, anything else, or do we want to get into some picks?
Let's get into some more NFL shit.
Let's some more NFL shit. All types of ball. People forget. So
this is a ball podcast. We've transitioned from the basketball.
Specifically, when it comes to Mere's Twitter search history and Jamal Murray. This is a ball podcast.
This is a ball podcast.
Everything we talk about is going to come full circle here.
Full circle, a lot of ball talk going on here. Just all kind of ball talk. But we're going to go through NFL Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year picks. And then we got a treat for you guys at the end. So, Offensive Player of the Year. Let's kick it off.
Do you guys want to start? Or?
I can go first.
Go for it, Fab.
We don't have the odds pulled up. I wrote down whatever odds I saw, which was on, so you'll probably get around.
No. You were looking at the Barstool Sportsbook.
Yep, thank you, Mere. No, Fab looked at them on the Barstool.
Fab had a brain fart. We were talking before the show. Yeah, he was all over it.
Fab, come on.
Well, the thing is, the Barstool Sportsbook isn't live in Massachusetts yet, which Dave is slacking with. Obviously, being a Massachusetts guy.
I don't think it was legal until like a week ago. So don't talk shit about my boss.
That shit will be like launched right before the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure that's like the target for Massachusetts. Yeah. Because they'll make $1 billion just from the Super Bowl. They have to.
That's true.
Okay, we're gonna cut it. You can get these odds on the Barstool Sportsbook. Download today. Use promo code WhiteBoyRick for. I know I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, bet on the Barstool Sportsbook. Do not use the book the redacted book that I named earlier. So yeah, you should be able to get around these odds plus 1,200 for this guy. I'm taking for my Offensive Player of the Year. I'm going with Deebo Samuel. I think we're going to see a lot of. People are high on Trey Lance this year. I mean, his Trey Lance's MVP odds are mind blowing to me. The fact that he's like plus 1,200 for MVP. I think he's going to need a lot of help, and I think they're going to lean on Deebo even more than they did last year, which was obviously a fuck ton. Obviously, Debo had his contract issues. He was not happy in San Francisco. They somehow figured it out. But I think Debo has a huge revenge type year. Obviously, he didn't go anywhere, but he's got a chip on his shoulder. I think he's going to go crazy this year. I think plus 1,200 is great odds for Debo.
Incredible odds, actually.
What do you guys think? What do you guys got? Anybody else got Debo?
I don't have Debo.
Wait,
but
Pat, what odds can you get that at on the Barstool Sportsbook? Do you have that noted?
I don't have that noted. It'll be around plus 1,200. I'm gonna.
Plus 1,200 on the dot. You're right.
Let's go.
Perfect.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you, Barstool Sportsbook.
Please,
Rick, you want to come
lock in Debo
podcast
for half a unit.
Sportsbook, please hire us. Yeah, I'll go. Mine's kind of, I guess you could call it a chalky pick. He's the second favorite at plus 900 odds, not yards. Jonathan Taylor.
But probably 900 yards though, at least, right?
Yeah, I think that's conservatively speaking there. He damn near hit 2K last year. But yeah, Colts are going to win a lot of games similar to the situation with the Niners. He's getting a ton of touches. They're going to try to take the pressure off Matty Ice. They got the offensive line to do it. Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly, Braden Smith. They can really establish themselves in the run game, and we saw the year he had last year. We saw him get through it healthy, knock on wood. Think he can stay healthy this year, and he's going to put up the stats to do it. I think the Colts have the team to do it. So homer pick because I am a diehard Colts fan as of 12 days ago, but that's who we're going with.
I like it.
You got to do what you got to do. All right, I'm up. So I have a pick, but I also have a second pick. I'll go through them quick. I'm going to take Stephon Diggs plus 4,500 to pair with my Josh Allen MVP pick. Stephon Diggs has gotten consideration since he's been a Bill for this award. His numbers are just kind of nuts. 127 catches, 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns, 103 catches, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. The Bills have no hierarchy at receiver other than Stephon Diggs is number 1 and Gabe Davis is 2, but Gabe Davis, I love Gabe Davis, don't get me wrong. He had a 4-touchdown game in the playoffs against the Chiefs. Absolutely incredible as a rookie. Or as a second-year player. His first 2 years, though, he's only caught 36 passes a year. I want to see him with more volume, but I think Diggs is going to catch 130 balls this year. If the Bills win the Super Bowl, we saw Coop win it last year just off of volume. Diggs be a 1,700-yard receiver, but we're going to go with some big value. I love DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift plus 6,000. Absolutely nutty odds for a dude who's a menace on the football field. Just receiving, rushing, whatever you want out of him, he's going to supply it to you. He had, just 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. He had about the same as a rookie combined. I think he's going to get a way bigger role. Jamal Williams less cutting into his role, and I think the Lions, I like them this year. They might make a little noise. By noise, I mean win 5 games, but DeAndre Swift's going to be the biggest factor behind that.
What wasn't there? Do you guys remember there was these weird rumors last year right before the season started that DeAndre Swift killed somebody? Do you guys remember?
Yeah,
that?
Yeah,
it just wasn't true or something.
It came out the first day of the season, that Sunday morning. People are like, DeAndre Swift killed somebody. It was like, wait, what? And then they were like, well, he didn't murder them. It was self-defense. And then it was just like, well, that's not even true.
So it did actually. Okay, I didn't know the entire story. I just remember thinking it was a huge deal, and then it just never ended up being anything.
Well, yeah.
Mir, I'm going to be honest. I hate both of those picks. I absolutely hate them.
It's fine.
What about the value, though? You're taking into consideration.
I like the value. I like.
Yeah. What are you, Jonathan Taylor? Is he the chalk? Is he the top odds?
He's the second behind Cooper Kupp.
I don't want to hear anything if you're talking chalk.
No, let me defend myself. Mir, it isn't personal. Mir. Unlike your Twitter algorithm, it's not personal.
Oh my god.
That one was worse. Well, let me tell you why. And you're gonna. The first reason with Stephon Diggs is actually a compliment to you and the Bills. I think it's very hard for a wide receiver to win it when he has a quarterback that's playing at an MVP level, and the quarterback is really what makes the offense go. I think Josh Allen being so fucking good is actually going to hurt Diggs here because
I don't disagree.
I don't know. Like, I feel like you see a wide receiver put up numbers in a system like the Bills are going to have, and you say it's because of the quarterback. That's not a knock on Diggs. Obviously, he's a top wide receiver, but I think that's something the voters take into account.
When I tried finding it, I just did it quick before the show. When was like the last time? Yeah, we had a quarterback MVP, wide receiver, offensive player of the year. Did Brady Moss do it?
I was gonna say Brady Moss, but I'm not positive.
Maybe like I don't even know. Yeah,
but I can totally see like
a
Brady Moss type year from Allen Diggs. And it's the NFL awards are weird because it's almost like I think Josh Allen and a lot of the stud quarterbacks are like too good to even be like they're not even considered for the offensive rookie or the offensive player of the year because they're going for the MVP. And like if you win, it's just weird because like if you're the MVP, wouldn't you also be the player of the year on offense?
Yeah, and that's why now it's basically like MVP is just quarterbacks, and offensive player of the year is going to be your wide receivers,
non-quarterback MVP.
Yeah.
So
that's my apprehension there. Like, I don't have the data or stats to back it up, but I feel like when the quarterback's playing at such a high level, that's kind of used against.
Do you hate the Swift one because it's the Lions?
No, not because it's the Lions. I actually 100% agree with you that the Lions are going to turn some heads. I actually have a Lions player on one of my future picks here that we'll talk about, but I just think Jamal Williams is going to be too involved in the offense. He's going to be taking away too many touches from him. I agree with you. Swift is a stud. I agree with you. The Lions are going to win more games than people think. Jamal Williams is my hang up there. I think they're going to.
I agree. And you want to root for Jamal Williams too after Hard Knocks, obviously. But that's why I brought it up. It's just big value, 60-1.
Right.
If he takes away some of those touches, because he's gonna need a few hundred rushes and like 50 catches to be in consideration for this. And Dan Campbell loves Jamal Williams. He was a vital part of the offense last year, but he's not a game breaker like Swift is. And they kind of have to realize that at some point.
Okay. I like them from a value perspective. But
I'm chasing a little value here. Yeah.
Okay.
Should we go to the thing that wins championships?
Yes, sir. Defensive player of the year.
I have a value pick here for you all. If I
do not.
First.
I might have the same pick as you, Rick. You go.
What?
I might have the same pick as you, but you go. I want to see.
Okay, I think his odds were at like literally plus 3,000. I don't have that pulled up.
My guy's is plus 3,000.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I'm trying to think of who it is.
Is he an Indianapolis Colt?
Yeah, Fab. Let's give the odds for this one. Let's give the odds first, and then we can all guess.
You want me to give the odds?
I got the odds pull up. It's actually plus 2,000.
I don't know who the player is. I can't give the odds.
No, guess who the player is.
Guess who the player is.
2,000 odds. Guess who the player is.
Darius Leonard?
Nope.
Speaking of him, actually, he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to be called Darius anymore. He wants to be called something else.
Mir, who do you think it is? Well, it's your pick. Should we save it?
Is it? No. My pick's Leonard. So we'll go over.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, no, that's why
plus 3,000.
Is it a Bosa brother?
No, I got Chase Young.
Oh, okay.
Commanders. Shout out to Sweet Tea Poppy.
Sweet Tea Poppy is somewhere with a lot of blood rushing to his groin.
Yeah, Sweet Tea, funniest guy I know, most talented musically guy I know. Him and Brando, very similar but different genres. But I loved Chase coming out of the draft. I loved him his rookie year. Obviously had the injury last year, but I think that means he's going to come back with a vengeance. The Commanders, low key, have a very talented front seven. They get to the quarterback a lot. They're going to get to the quarterback a lot this year. People love the defensive line for this award because they rack up the sacks. I think Chase Young's going to absolutely stuff that stat sheet this year. I think he's going to be living in the backfield. And I like Chase Young at plus 2,000 via the Barstool Sportsbook. What do you guys think?
I don't hate it.
He was my second pick behind who I took.
Okay, who'd you take then? Or what do you think?
I like Chase Young. It's a big name. He's got good players around him that'll help him succeed coming off that injury. Eyes are going to be on him. If Washington, the NFC East is going to be Wild Wild West. If the Wild East, I should say. If Washington can win the division or steal a playoff spot, he's going to be a huge part of that. And It's the eyes will be on him. He could win it.
I like that. Do you want me to go, Mir? Or do you want you already revealed yours? So why don't you just take it away with our guy? What is it? Shaquille Leonard.
Shaquille Leonard is my pick. He's just an absolute maniac on the football field. He does it all. He just he's been a all pro all 3 years in the league, all 4 years in the league. 3 of those first team all pro, including as a rookie, defensive rookie of the year. Just does it all. Last year, 8 forced fumbles, 3 of those recovered, 122 tackles, 4 interceptions, 8 passes defended, just all over the place, doing absolutely everything. He's one of the most electric defensive players in the league. He is a vital part of that Colts team, who the defense has been good, and he's the main reason behind it. He's been healthy. It's just give this guy his real recognition now. He's the first 4 years being an all pro, your first 4 years in the league with insane numbers every year. He's got a breakthrough, and plus 3,000, it's great value.
He's an absolute game wrecker. Playing against him with him on the field on defense, it's just
terror.
It's just hell. Mm-hmm. Him and that's actually kind of crazy that you guys picked both of them, because those two were the guys that I was looking at, but I ended up going chalk. I ended up going with this pick doesn't need much explanation for obvious reasons. Micah Parsons plus 800. I think he was tied with TJ Watt for the favorite. Micah Parsons, obviously in his second year, we saw what he's capable of. The guy is an absolute monster. I think it goes without saying he's going to have a monster year this year. Shout out PG. The Cowboys, even though I do not like the Cowboys, I do really like Micah Parsons. I think that's a plus 800. I mean, not great value, but I mean, the second year guy, he's going to have a huge year this year. I feel really good about it.
Micah Parsons is going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's monstrous, because you saw it last year. Cowboys were Hard Knocks last year, right?
I think
they were. They definitely were. I remember.
Yeah, because we saw Parsons.
I remember the first episode. Veterans on the team were like, holy shit! Do you see this guy? People couldn't believe it, and this dude was a fucking rookie. After a full off season of working out and getting to know the playbook and everything, this guy is going to be an absolute problem. He's gonna be the centerpiece for the Cowboys defense for a while.
Dude, I feel like at this point, Mir's just gonna take it personal. I've really been going at him.
You don't like?
But no, I like the Leonard pick. My only hang up or advice to you before you place the bet responsibly on the Barstool Sportsbook, he's got a bit of a back thing right now.
Is he hurt right now?
He's not playing right now, not in camp or the preseason, and the coaches have been kind of a little cryptic about it. Reich said, I got the quote pulled up. He says the Colts remain hopeful and optimistic that he's ready for week 1, which hopeful and optimistic doesn't put the greatest doesn't put the greatest trust in you, and backs are a weird injury to deal with. Just from following the team, he might miss a couple games, so that would be my only.
Here's what you can do.
I believe
you wait until he misses the first game of the season. Odds are gonna. What is he plus 3,000 now? You're gonna get him plus 5, plus 6,000 after week 1.
There we go.
And that's when you lock that in right then.
Yeah,
because then he comes back and he's gonna get 700 tackles and 14 forced fumbles and 7 interceptions.
That's the energy we need.
And then you cash.
Cash. That's what we need. Defensive Rookie of the Year. What do we think? Or Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's do that first.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's go. Fab, you want to kick it off again?
Sure. Rick, you're not going to like this pick, and you probably know who it is now. I'm going to go with Romeo Dubes, the Green Bay Packer wide receiver.
What?
His odds went from he was plus 5,000, and now he's down to plus 1,600. He, from what I've seen, he looks like an absolute stud. I don't know where he went to school.
What's this guy's name?
Romeo Dubes.
Are you talking about Christian Wofford? Because that's the wide receiver they took early.
No, Christian Watkins is the first receiver they took. Then they took Romeo Dubes. Doubs is his last name.
Okay.
He's
very, very good. Big steal pick.
You'll know him. You'll get to know him real well. He looks like an absolute stud. A new toy for Aaron Rodgers. I think he's going to have a crazy year. Like I said, really good odds. And then just like a dark horse. I
Immediate response to that would just be "fuck you, Fab." But okay, let's use your dark horse.
Fair.
I have a dark horse and a favorite for this one as well, so that works out.
Oh,
This actually, I don't have odds for my dark horse, so my dark horse might be more of a favorite than my original pick. But Tyquan Thornton, Patriots receiver, we took out of Baylor. He's an absolute stud. He's going to be good. He was the fastest receiver in the draft. He's looked really good. Caught a touchdown in the first game. So I have him as a dark horse for offensive rookie of the year. Yeah. So Dubes and Thornton. Keep your eye out for those guys.
Let's go.
Yeah. What do you guys got?
Let's hear it, Rick.
Rick's taking
So
selfies.
I'm trying to pull up the odds here real quick. But my favorite coming off the jump is Chris Olave, New Orleans Saints. He's at about plus 800 right now. He's a home run hitter as a wide receiver. He's the Ohio State all-time leader in touchdowns. Loves the big plays, always finds the end zone somehow. You plug him into a Saints offense where he's got Jameis throwing to him, who loves to air it out, who loves to take those gambles. I love Olave. I've watched him for 4 years in the Big Ten, or 3 years, however long he's been there. He's a playmaker. He's the textbook definition of a guy who just makes plays out there. I'm excited to see what he does for the Saints. What do you guys think about that?
I like it. Yeah.
With
Jay was going to be an MVP, so.
Yeah, is Michael Thomas back? He's back, isn't he?
Yeah, he should be.
So I think, those two guys is going to be like a sick. I mean, he hasn't been around in a while, but those two guys are going to be a sick 1-2 punch. I think that's a good pick. What did you say the odds were?
Plus 800 last I saw.
On the Barstool Sportsbook?
On the Barstool Sportsbook.
I like that.
Go.
He's going to be a stud.
I'm going with
my sleeper.
Oh, yeah, sleeper. Sorry.
My sleeper is Sky Moore on the Chiefs.
Oh,
yeah.
I loved him in the draft. He was another guy I wanted to see go to the Bears. I think they need someone to step into that Tyreek role. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Tyreek, but this is a guy who you can get the ball in the ground. You can get it to him in the passing game. You can put him in the slot. You can get him on end arounds. I think he's going to get a lot of touches. Apparently, he's been having a great camp, and anytime you're a wide receiver with Patrick Mahomes throwing to you, you're going to put up numbies. So he's going to be on a good team. He's going to, I hope, put up the numbers for it. Let me pull up the odds here real quick.
Incredibly fast
Plus
name.
1,200. He's fast. He's shifty. He's fast. He's shifty. He's going to get touches. He's going to be on a winning team. I love Sky Moore at those odds.
He's a rookie, and he's probably top 5 fastest names in the NFL. Like Sky Moore,
elite name.
It doesn't get faster than that.
Sky with 2 Ys.
I'm a big believer in the name trait that you got to have an elite name to kind of be successful, and he's got that. So I'm glad you brought that up, Fab.
Mm-hmm. Great name.
Great name. We want to talk about elite names. My pick for offensive rookie of the year, pretty chalky, but I got a little underdog too. We're going with Drake London plus 900. I did like Drake London a lot in the pre-draft process. I was a little surprised he was the first receiver taken, but I think it's such a good spot for him there in Atlanta because he is a very, very quarterback-friendly receiver. Extremely quarterback-friendly. He can catch a lot of balls. He can do a lot with yards after the catch. He runs a lot of underneath routes, whether it's Marcus Mariota, whether it's Desmond Ridder, which I think by midseason we see Ridder take over the team. I do like Ridder a little bit, actually. I think he has a real chance. I think he's a guy who can catch 100 balls this year, and you do that as a rookie. It's just pure volume he's going to see. He's going to get 130, 150 targets with, no Calvin Ridley, obviously, and the rest of the receiving core being meh. And Drake London, like I said, super quarterback friendly, so I don't care who's even throwing him the ball. He's going to make the most out of it and just see a sheer insane amount of volume. It's chalky, but plus 900 Barstool Sportsbook. I'm a fan of that play. I'll probably place that myself. And a little bit of an underdog. This is obviously biased. I brought him up early in the show. Khalil Shakir plus 10,000, though. This guy has a legitimate shot to be the number 3 receiver on the Bills team right now. And he's our leading candidate to be our punt and kick returner. So you have a guy who might catch 60 balls as a rookie in this offense while being our returner. He's electric. He turned it up in the preseason, his first NFL game, 92 yards receiving. Just a little bias, homer, long shot.
Not biased at all. I've hated on your picks, so let me show some love to your picks. That's similar reasoning to what I said with Moore. You're going to be on an elite offense. You're going to win games. You're going to inevitably get your touches on that elite offense. I love that pick.
They're similar receivers too.
Did you say plus 10,000?
Yeah.
Woo! God damn. Throw
Bad odds.
0.1 units on that. How could you
had
not?
to dig deep for that. So
I love it.
Defensive rookie of the year. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
My pick is straight chalk, so you guys go ahead. I'm sick to my stomach picking the favorite. So,
I took the third favorite plus 900. The fourth actually. Yeah, Trayvon Walker, number 1 overall pick, plus 1,000. I know it's hard to trust a Jaguars pick, but I mean, if you give me the number 1 overall pick with the 4th to worst odds, like plus 1,000, Aiden Hutchinson was plus 500. I mean, I'll take the number 1 overall pick plus 1,000 every time. I don't really know a whole lot about him. He must be a stud. He got picked first overall, so I'm just gonna go with it.
Yeah. That's why Jamarcus Russell turned out to be such a great quarterback.
Yeah,
Jaguars never fuck up their draft picks.
I mean,
I like it though. I like it.
I don't like it, but I was like, I mean, first overall pick plus 1,000, sure, give it to me.
I gotta say, I'm on one with the chirps right now.
Yeah, you are. You're throwing a lot of shade.
All right, I'm going to take a piss while you guys go. But Trayvon Walker, number 1 overall pick, plus 1,000.
All right. Rick,
Fab,
did you give your
similar
defense
to MereKat's Twitter search history, whipping his dick out.
Oh, my God. Thank God Fab said something and searched it. Thank you, Fab. Thank you. I'm not alone in this. Twitter is fucked up. People don't want to give up on this. It's literally been like 2 years. What the fuck?
I need to stop. Otherwise, Mere's going to quit on us, and he is obviously indispensable to this pod.
It's just so fucked because, like, obviously, like, there were so many rumors Jamal Murray is going to come back for the playoffs, his injury, like, he's back to practice. And so I'd be like wanting to find constant updates. And every time I go to search it, that's what comes up. So it was a terrible experience. But we're going to move on. I'm sure it'll be brought up 5 more times.
No, I got to stop. I get too much unpaid labor from you, brother.
No, I don't. I really don't care. It's funny. Kyle Hamilton, it's chalky again, plus 800. Kyle Hamilton was my favorite defensive player coming into this draft. He lands in a great defensive system with Baltimore. He's a do-it-all safety, absolute stud. It's a little harder for a safety to win like a defensive player of the year, but this is where you can take advantage with the defensive rookie of the year, really stand out. So Kyle Hamilton, I like it, a bit chalky, but I'm obsessed with this dude, how he plays.
He's a Raven? Yeah? Raven, yeah. Good history with the Ravens and their safeties.
Yeah, a couple decent players back there before.
Yeah, I like that. What did you say?
Did you give yours, Rick? Plus 800, very chalky.
Okay, Rick.
My pick is the chalkiest of them all. Last I checked, he was the favorite at about plus 400. It's Aiden Hutchinson. They love to give these awards to D linemen. Like I said, I think he's going to rack up the sack numbers this year. He's a guy who obviously drafted 2 overall, but he wasn't a raw prospect. He's got all the technique down. He doesn't rely on just like being bigger and stronger than everyone. He's a textbook pass rusher. He's a student of the game, student of his technique. That's something that transfers over for me. Like we touched on earlier, I think the Lions are going to sneaky win some games this year, and he's going to stuff the stat sheet too. So I like Hutchinson, even though he's the favorite. I think he's going to absolutely have a monster year for the Lions this year.
He's also got a smoking hot mom and sisters too. If you watch Hard Knocks
as well, he's got the intangibles.
Yeah, he's got everything you're looking for in your defensive rookie of the year.
Right.
As far as I'm concerned, I like that.
100%. Chalky, but I approve. I approve of the chalk here because he's probably just going to win it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And in a tale as old as time itself, we thought we'd have a short episode, but we're at an hour 15 plus, and we still have one more segment left. Do we even want to tier the quarterbacks at this point?
Yeah, we're gonna do it. I'm fine right now. We started early. If it was like a 10 p.m. start, I'd be like, oh, let's get. But we got our podcast juice. Shout out to Tim Hortons, future show sponsor. Fuck Duncan's. I'm sorry, Fab. Let's go.
No, fuck Duncan's. Fuck Duncan's.
Let's go.
We actually do have a sponsor tonight. If you guys want me to do
let's
that
hear
right.
it.
Oh, I thought the sponsor was Jamal Murray's dick. No?
So moving on from Jamal Murray's dick living in Fab's head.
That's the title of the episode. Just Jamal Murray's dick.
Jamal Murray's penis episode.
So not sure why my co-host and producer are thinking about it so much, but yeah. Our sponsor tonight is Warner Brothers Pictures.
Ooh,
Warner Brothers just scrapped a movie. About to have a movie come out with Ezra Miller, who has been on a global escapade of assaulting and inconveniencing people. Shout out to them. Warner Brothers, if you want to see Catgirl, this is not the place for you. If you want to watch any good show on HBO Max, it's about to not be the place for you. They're moving it all over to Discovery, and they're focusing on unscripted shit for some reason. I don't know where Nate Fielder's The Rehearsal lies in that gray area, but hopefully they don't cancel that show. Warner Brothers, a company that is doing very well right now. So go stream those products while you can, because it's not going to be happening much longer.
So what? I've never even heard of this person before.
Yeah.
Or
No, I've heard of him.
The lady
Ezra?
that you said? Yeah.
It's
or
the Flash,
is that
yeah.
Oh, that's
He's
a guy?
the Flash.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he went to Hawaii and he assaulted some people at a karaoke bar. Then he went to Japan and assaulted some more people. There were talks of scrapping the movie entirely. There were talks of him doing an apology tour, which I think they're starting now. It's been very controversial.
He must be a Browns fan.
And there's our segue. We're going into QB tiers.
Yes.
Mere, do you have it pulled up?
Bang.
So our tiers this evening, we got elite. And I don't know what your guys' definitions for each of these are, so maybe we should touch on that briefly. To me, elite is someone who can single-handedly win you playoff games. It's someone who can carry you to Super Bowl if you need them to, and has proven that. Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, there won't be that many elite.
Right.
That's for sure.
Great to me is a guy who you can trust to have a great regular season. You can trust to get you to the playoffs, but they're not over that hump to where they've proven they can win you a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Mid for me is if you have a great defense and running game, you can get to the playoffs with them, kind of like a Jimmy G type of guy where they're not going to be the reason you win, but they're also not going to be the reason you lose. Kind of like a game manager type.
This is the Tyrod Taylor tier.
Yeah.
Jimmy G tier, Tyrod Taylor tier, that kind of thing. The we don't know yet, that's for guys who are just too young that we can't really put into those tiers, kind of Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence type
AKA Rick and Fab's safety blanket, so we don't rank Justin and Matt.
Okay, you get one good quarterback in your lifetime, and all of a sudden you're acting up. And mind you, Mac Jones is an NFL top 100 rated player. So
correct. Keep
Mac
that in
Jones
mind.
is a playoff quarter. Mac Jones beat the Buffalo Bills in a football game.
Did he really? You guys split that season series?
Oh yeah.
I mean, he threw the ball, I think, 3 times.
Twice. I think it was twice.
Mac Jones threw the ball 2 times. Yeah, it was the win game.
The Patriots won the win game?
Yeah.
Okay, so that doesn't count. The trash tier is pretty self-explanatory trash. In the hell tier, that's a reserved space. That's we got somebody. I think you guys can guess, but somebody who's deserving of their own separate hell tier.
The Roethlisberger honorary tier for guys in hell.
Yes, this is the Roethlisberger tier.
So let's get into it. Do we want to go tier by tier or QB by QB?
Let's go QB by QB, I think, just because it's easier. So we'll start here. We got Zach Wilson first.
I think that's a pretty clear we don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
I actually kind of like Zach Wilson. I'm not going to lie.
I do, too. I think he's got the intangibles.
Clear we don't know yet.
Right.
Yeah, I think anybody in we don't know yet could easily go up a tier or maybe 2 and could even more easily go down a tier or probably 2.
Yeah, I think where we have the tier set is kind of just.
Right, yeah, perfect.
Yeah. All right. Matty Ice.
So I could see the argument behind putting him in mid, but I have him in great. I think he's poised for a great year this year, like I've said multiple times. He's also been a guy who's won an MVP and taken his team to the Super Bowl. He's up there in age, but I'd still am putting him in great. What do you guys think?
I am kind of mid. I'm not gonna lie. I'm leaning mid. I don't know. I'll let Fab tie break us.
I'm the same as
he's been.
I'm the same as Mere, but I'm leaning more great. I'm like halfway between great and mid, but with a great by 51-49. 51 great, 49
it's
mid.
so close. Like if we had a very good, not great or something, like he'd be in there for me. But I'm not putting him great. Before he's been great. He's a former MVP, but I think he's at the stage in his career where he's going to just be carried by the weapons around him.
The reason I wouldn't put him mid is because I'm not putting Matt Ryan with Jimmy G and Tyrod Taylor. Like he's got to be a tier above them.
Yeah, so for this tier we'll go great.
We can give Matt Ryan. I mean, he's an MVP.
Caveat that he's at the kind of the bottom half of the grade.
We'll put him at we'll keep him there all the way to the left.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there any arguments here? Put him in the fucking top tier and let's move on with our lives. If you want to talk about him for a bit, go ahead.
He's
Josh
just
Allen
elite. Yeah. He's elite. Yeah. Yep. Enough said.
He doesn't like for elite. I would usually prefer to have that like proven playoff success and proven that they can carry their team, but it's Josh Allen. If a coin toss went a different way, he would have that on his resume. So sorry to bring that up, Mere, but
I know. No,
Josh
14
Allen,
seconds, tails, fuck it all. But
trash.
So all right, we have they switched. We have Sam Darnold, but do we want to make this Baker? Like, who do we think starts for them? Because I can edit it later.
I think both Baker and Darnold are trash, so that's not hanging me up anyway.
See, I put Baker mid, Darnold trash. We're gonna stick with Darnold because I agree he's trash. Fab.
Yeah.
I actually would put Baker mid. So let's put him.
See, that's tough because I'd make Baker mid for sure. This is a tough one. I feel like I know what I want for him.
Like,
Tua.
Can we put Tua in with good faith and we don't know yet? Because
that's what I'm wondering myself.
Yeah, I think so. I wanted to go mid, but like we got to see it this year.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I like we don't know.
We don't know yet, but on a deadline.
Tua Tagovailoa, we don't know yet.
I've been high on him since college just because he threw such a pretty spiral. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota.
He's got to be trash.
I don't think we can put him in mid tier with.
Yeah, he's got to be trash, man.
Started in one game.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota's trash. Desmond Ridder is going to be mid though.
Yeah.
All right, Joey B.
Elite.
You went to the Super Bowl.
Carried his team to the Super Bowl. Like that's all I need to see. He's elite for me. Like no questions asked. And that might be.
Yeah.
He might be the last of the elites for me, but like no questions.
Yeah, we're putting him to the left of Josh. I don't know if we can do that there. Yeah.
He is the last elite before great, I think.
I agree.
Because it's like he went to the Super Bowl. You have to have him there. You're right.
Joey's just got that it factor where it's like
he's got that. Yeah, exactly. He's got that aura around him where like he's somebody you want to be leading your franchise, and he's proven that.
Yeah, he's got the aura of the same aura as all the other guys in elite, like the Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes have.
Kyler Murray, I'm thinking
Kyler
elite.
I can see the argument for great.
Like he's between that great. Like I think Kyler Murray's better than Matt Ryan, so I would have to go great.
I think elite, but we can go great.
See, the double XP weekends are the double XP weekends really fuck up the elite.
I thought we were talking about Call of Duty. Right.
Great. He's ahead of Ryan on the great scale. Yeah.
I'm still putting him mid, but that's fine. I'm 2-1 here. I won't fuss.
It's close. He's between them. I agree with you, Rick. But
we can always
he's better than Ryan to me.
At the very end, we can always like change things because some guys are going to look weird being on the same tier as other guys. We can always like mix it up at the end.
When we review,
way off.
We can add a tier or something.
Yeah.
Herbert's interesting for me because I'm not ready to put him at elite yet just because he hasn't had any playoff success, but he also is not on the same tier as Ryan and Kyler.
I think Herbert's a better quarterback than Joe Burrow. I think
Me
Justin
personally,
Herbert
like
is
for a
my
quarterback, I put so much stake in playoff success, and like I need to see
That's
them
fair.
actually prove it. And Herbert does have the numbers, and I'm not saying he's not going to prove it when he does get to the playoffs. I just need to see it first because it is a whole different animal.
How
Yeah,
about
I
leading the
wouldn't-
great category?
Yeah, I wouldn't lose any sleep with Herbert in the great category, just because, like Rick said, like we have to see it first. Like
You have
I
to
think
see it.
I would be shocked if 1 year from now we're like 1 year from now he will be an elite. I think we can all agree on
I
that.
agree.
But he's got to do it first.
Yeah,
Like
Right.
the numbers
everybody
are
knows.
incredible. But
Yeah.
Put
Rick,
him in
you want to
hell.
rank this one?
Put him
Yeah,
in
Rick, you
hell or
should take
put him
this
in
one.
jail.
Should we put jail? Hell. Tripping.
No, I my hatred of Aaron Rodgers also means I respect him more than anybody. Like he's probably the most talented quarterback we ever seen.
elite.
He belongs to an elite.
He's
I'm
above
sorry.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I say that. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my
All
God.
right.
Mid.
This is where it gets
Mid.
He's been good.
Mid. In the regular season, sure, but he hasn't had any playoff success. He's mid.
Is he better than Matt Ryan?
No, mid.
I think he's the same, if not better than Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that's like where I put him. I'll go mid. I'll weigh with Rick there.
Mid.
Probably leading the mid.
I like he's the
Matt
poster
Ryan's
boy
fucking
for
me
mid.
up.
I have no other thoughts or comments on it. He's just mid. He's the definition. Deshaun, welcome to hell. We made it just for you, brother. Get
And
the
the
fuck
mas-
out of my face,
the
Deshaun.
The massage,
Watson.
the
Fuck
massage
you,
tier.
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Deshaun Watson.
Get
All
nice
right.
and cozy down there. I hear it's warm, Deshaun.
Trash.
Thank you.
Daniel Jones, trash.
Trash.
Sorry, New York
I'm
sports.
sorry to my
deserve better.
Giants fan friends, but trash.
Trash.
Is that
All
Jimmy
right.
G or Trey Lance?
This is Jimmy. I mean, we got to say it's
Man,
Trey though, because
another
Trey's
post-
going to be the starter.
That's Trey.
Oh, is it Trey? Wait. Oh, it is Trey.
Five?
Wait, that
Trey
is
is we
not
don't
a.
know yet. That
Yeah,
is
no.
Trey. It's number 5.
That's not a
Trey
white
is
man,
firm we
yeah.
don't know.
I'm blind.
I'm not high on him, but he's a firm we don't know.
Yeah. As firm we don't know as it gets.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna put him even more. We don't know than Tua.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that Jameis?
yeah. Where elite?
Jameis has to be mid. Jameis
Yeah, he's mid.
has to be mid. We can't put
Yeah.
Jameis above Kirk Cousins. That would
Right.
that would
I
cause
agree.
a meltdown on the bird. That would be an
No.
absolute meltdown. Tommy,
Right. I mean,
we know where he's going.
it's just is he ahead of Rodgers? Yeah. I mean, yeah.
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 Well, one has 6 Super Bowls, one only has 1. So
Yeah. All right.
we
Here's
don't know
Rick's
yet.
safety blanket.
I would love to put him in elite and be a homer, but he's firmly in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're putting him there. Here we go.
So Justin Fields, we don't know yet. Who the fuck is that?
Carson.
That Carson?
Wentz. Trash.
Yeah, I think Carson Wentz has to be trash.
Trash. That's
What about your fucking gone to a Super Bowl argument though with Burrow and shit?
Nick Foles went to that Super Bowl. I don't know if you
Oh, wait.
remember. So
Yeah, no, you're right. But he led that team
he led them through like week 12 that year.
spiritually.
The only thing Carson Wentz has led is the Colts to a loss at the Jaguars with the season on the line. As far as I'm concerned, that guy stinks. Sorry, Sweet Tea, but he stinks. He's trash.
He stinks out loud.
This is
All
a
right.
tough one.
Matthew Stafford might be.
This is a cusp elite great guy for me. I can't decide.
I feel like we have to
just
put him
in the
elite.
Super Bowl against the guy that you argued for elite because he was in the Super Bowl.
Elite.
Yeah,
we
but-
have to. We have to. We
You
have
have
to.
to.
We do. He
We
proved
have
it.
to.
He proved it. I can't have any qualms about that.
Yeah, we have to do it.
Well, the elite tier has more than any tier, and we were like, "This is going to be exclusive."
Well, we have a lot to work through.
Yeah, we make changing around.
All right,
Who's that?
I think I might differ from
Jalen?
you guys here. Jalen Hurts.
I'm putting him in mid. I'm sorry.
I know. I want to put him in great really bad because I believe in him, but you have to say mid right now.
I think there's an argument for him in the we don't know yet, but I'm just not that high on him.
I mean, he led a team to the playoffs.
I think his ceiling is very clear and defined for me. Like I don't think he'll ever be a quarterback who kind of sees that game at the next level and
See.
win games because of him. I think he'll be a very successful quarterback in the right system, which I think the Eagles do have around him this year, but I don't think he's kind of that game changer.
I really like him. I think he hasn't reached his ceiling yet, but will he ever reach it kind of deal is the question. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with mid, but it's kind of similar for Herbert, where we at the end of this year, Herbert will likely be elite. I think at the end of this year, Hurts will be firm and great. Yeah, he'll be out of the mid by the end of the year. But yeah, just from what we know about him now, he's got to be mid.
All right, Derek Carr.
I think that's the poster boy of the great tier.
Yeah, literally. I think he's after Herbert before Kyler.
Yeah, I love Carr.
What Mir? Let me just ask. This has been bugging me. What is it with you ranking them from right to left? Why is that?
Because you got to rank them within the tiers too. Because you're not going to You have Tom Brady and Matthew Stafford.
I agree with that, but why aren't we going left to right? Why are we going with the Arabic style of reading here?
I've been reading a lot of manga lately, dude. I'm sorry.
Who has?
I was going to say, I have to side with Rick here. Yeah, left to right would make more sense.
I'm sorry. Here we go.
I don't want to make you switch up, but
we're doing it. We're doing it mid-show. Here you guys go. Fuck it. I hope you're happy. Oh no! Now I'm losing track of who goes where. Kyler's trying to hop spots. Is this okay for mid? Cousins, Hurts, J-Boo?
I put James before Hurts, but whatever.
And we'll have to obviously include in the tweet that like these are ranked, so like people are gonna fucking freak out, but like if they're ranked, it'll make more sense.
Sweet
okay, we gotta rank
gonna
trash.
Pull the rights to his song in the pre-show because of where we put Carson.
Carson can lead trash because of previous.
I would put Mariota before Jones in the trash rankings if we're honest here.
Who's better? Seen enough of Mariota recently, I feel like though.
Okay.
I feel like Carson
Wentz, not
Wentz,
a sticking point for me, so we're good.
Carson Wentz is like the number one trash. Like he's as good as you can be while being trash.
Right.
Yeah. Like his ceiling is like trash.
Like he'll have you within one game of the playoffs like he did with the Colts last year, but he will fuck you up in that one game.
All right.
Continue.
Oh God.
Oh,
he actually
put him in trash. Let's wipe our hands.
Not even
breaking news.
Maybe before Darnold. Maybe.
Yeah, I think
that video of him rapping on the sidelines extended his career by at least 5 years.
Yeah, Darnold could never. So he's Darnold's bottom of the trash tier.
Drew Lock,
I'm going to be controversial on our boy Russell Wilson here, and I'm going to put him in great. I haven't seen him recently to put him in that elite tier.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Are we ranking on throwing interceptions on the goal line or?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
If that's the case, we can go elite.
If we're ranking potential, though, like he'll be elite, like maybe this year with this team, but
I would put him right before Carr and
between Herbie, between Herbert and Carr.
That's right.
If he makes a run with the Broncos this year, he's been in that elite tier before, and the door is always open because when he's at his best, he is obviously elite, but I just haven't seen it recently. I need to.
Yeah.
That's right.
Davis Mills. I am going firmly in the we don't know yet because I'm very high on Davis Mills. I wrote some stuff.
I was going to say I'm putting Davis Mills at the top of the we don't know yet, I think.
Ahead of Tua. I'd rather have Davis Mills than Tua.
Davis Mills closed the season out very well last year. Like, he might have been like the best looking rookie quarterback.
I was going to give Davis Mills mid, so we can go. We don't know yet with Davis because it's only been 1 year. That's fair.
We'll just put him behind Tua because Tua's the most we don't know. He's the only one that wasn't a rookie last year. Still,
I was
Davis Mills before Justin puts a fucking dagger in my chest. But
I I'm high on Justin. I'm very positive about Justin, but I think Davis Mills is like a legitimate top a 10 to 15 starting NFL quarterback for a decade type guy. Like not incredible, but good. He'll make playoffs half of the years he's in the league. He'll lead a team for a long not to compare him to another Texan, but he reminds me of a Matt Schwab or something. He's going to be a consummate NFL quarterback for a while. Just the way he plays, in my opinion.
Part of the reason I wanted Davis Mills in mid just because that would really cement my Mac Jones argument. Because then if he was mid, we'd have to put Mac there. But go up. I like him there. We can go on. I like him. We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. It's gonna be loaded. All right.
Oh, speaking of the devil,
yeah. Speaking of the devil, Mac Jones. Here's Mac Jones. I
can go first here. I think he's firmly mid. I feel like he's kind of cemented that you can win with him because obviously we made the playoffs. Like we beat enough teams. You can call it the system. You can call it whatever you want. But I mean, as a rookie, went to the playoffs. I mean, showed that he's capable of doing that. I feel like he's graduated. We don't know yet in 1 year. What do you guys think?
I feel
your
like
opinion probably weighs the most.
I feel like mid is almost worse than we don't know yet.
I think you can climb but we actually don't know about these guys. We know Matt, like what he can already do, kind of. Like he was in the spotlight the most, thrown right into the fire, made the playoffs, played the whole year. Like
we might have chose the wrong word for this tier, just because mid just has a very negative connotation, just like online. Because I feel like Mac Jones, I feel like he's going to have like a Kirk Cousins type career. Like that's kind of where he's going to be. Mid, but like the good mid, yeah, the good end of mid. I feel like Mac Jones is about as mid as it gets. But I don't know what you guys think here.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think your opinion weighs the most on this, obviously, and I agree with you. Like we kind of know what Mac Jones is going to be, even though he can climb. Like we already know his like floor. Like the
exactly.
Zach Wilson, so much going on with the Jets, injuries, all this shit. We don't know about him. Trey Lance, we haven't seen him play. Justin Fields is such a question mark. Different offenses and shit now. Davis Mills is a guy who started out trash, really came on, but still want to see him more. And Tua is the most we don't know ever. So, but like Mac is clearer than any of these guys to me. So I agree.
I agree. Okay, I like that. You agree, Rick?
I agree. Sorry, the dog's barking at me. She needs to do something. So let's finish up these tiers.
We're getting there. All right, Lamar. Tough one.
Great. Put him right in front of Russell.
So, yeah. Yeah.
I like
I'm
that.
sorry.
I like great.
I'm sorry, Pump.
We couldn't put.
I like Lamar.
I don't think
more than Stafford and Joe Burrow, though. Fuck.
Like he's got the accolades, he's got the numbers, but I don't know if you can win playoff games purely on his arm yet. That's what I need to see from him to put him in elite.
That's my MVP right there. I like him at great though. We need to see him take that next step to elite.
We have a split
mid, but like good mid.
Wait, who's that?
It's Pickett and Trubisky.
Oh fuck! I thought that was Tannehill.
No,
put him in trash. Fuck you, Mitch Trubisky.
What about Pickett? Why are they together?
Why are they a combo deal?
Pickett's got small hands, and Mitch Trubisky is Mitch Trubisky. Put him in trash.
Yeah, I'm fine with trash because we can just treat it. We can treat it as if it's just Trubisky because I don't know why they did that.
It's Mitch Trubisky. Put him in trash and move on with your life. We're done.
It's Mitch
Trubisky. It's Mitch Trubisky. You put him in trash and you move on.
Trubisky.
Ryan Tannehill. Mid, leading the mid. Oh, he's the same person
right
as
behind
Cousins.
Kirk, I would say.
I want to stack them. Like
I would say I feel like Mac Jones and actually I don't know if they're the same yet, but I feel like Mac Jones and Tannehill are kind of like
they're similar, yeah.
Even, yeah.
I'm gonna put Kirk above Tanny barely, but literally the same at top of the mid.
I agree.
All right, Goff,
another poster boy for the midness.
Yeah,
I almost want to do trash.
Went to a Super Bowl.
Textbook, like put a good defensive running game with him, and he'll win you games, just like when he took the Rams to that Super Bowl.
I'll put Mac Jones above Goff. That's how down I am on Goff. He's the only thing for keeping the Lions.
I think I agree that Goff is the very end of mid. Like,
yeah, we'll stack them too. A lot of stacking going in mid. Imagine these guys stacked.
I've said this about 3 quarterbacks now, but I think actually Mac Jones and Jared Goff are like exactly like if overalls in Madden. If we were doing overalls in Madden, they'd have the same overall.
Jones's floor is like Jared Goff right now.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. I don't hate that. I know Rick does, but we got a majority. Okay.
I mean,
this
fucking
Elite.
Patrick Mahomes put him at 1.1, and let's move on with our lives.
1.1.
Oh yeah, easily.
I'm
I'm
honestly.
like, don't let last
Well-
year fool you. Are you kidding me here? This guy's Patrick fucking Mahomes. You put him at 1.1
Yeah.
and move on.
I'm not. I won't even try to argue him above Allen. I just Brady him. It's tough 1-1, but I'm fine with it because he terrorizes me and he's the only man who
He's
can beat
won a
Josh
Super
Allen.
Bowl,
So.
and he's more like physically talented than Brady for me.
Yeah.
So.
Brady's
right.
his daddy, but we won't have to argue about that.
Trevor Lawrence
we
might
don't know
be the
yet.
leader for we don't know above Tua, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's just so crazy because like his entire life he was like the number one most touted sure thing guy ever. Like I was watching his highlights when he was 16 and they were like, this guy's the next fucking big thing. And I don't know. I hope it pans out, but we didn't really see it in that Jags franchise last year.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
it's the Jags, but
it's really we don't know yet because like you can chalk it up to Urban Meyer and the Jaguars. I mean, they got a real coach this year. It looks like they have more of a clue of what's happening this year. So I mean, this is really we don't know yet with Trevor. I think within 2 games we're going to see whether he goes up in this tier or he's down in trash. I think he's going to be trash, but we'll see.
All right.
Sorry, Brandon. Sorry,
Our
and
last
lastly, rounding up the bunch, we got Dak Prescott. My
I know
apologies.
exactly
you
where I
potato
wanna put him.
gobbler. I'm putting him firmly in mid.
Oh.
There's a very cohesive argument to make for him in the great category, but I don't see it from Dak. I think he's right on that Kirk Cousins tier.
Yeah, I don't see him ever taking the net. See, in my head, I had him right here, behind Kyler, in front of Matty Ice. But I won't disagree with like top of the mid.
But
yeah, I want like that's a jumble there, you know, for like Matty Ice, Dak, Kirk, and Tannehill. Like I'm fine putting him like top of the mid, just because he does put up some absurd numbers. Like he has had some success, but you get knocked out like that at spring break and you get hurt all the time and you can't take that next step. It's just a lot of not good looks for Dak Prescott.
Well, we say this mid tier is for guys that can win games when you have an elite defense and supporting cast around him. That's what he's had for literally his entire career. He's been throwing to stacked receivers.
Right.
He's had Zeke running at an elite level behind him. He's had a great offensive line and usually a decent defense with him. That's the only time we've seen games. I don't feel like I've ever seen the Cowboys win games because of Dak Prescott. I feel like he's kind of just the guy behind the wheel while they win games.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
disagree.
I personally would have put Dak in great, but I am not ever going to stick my neck out to defend a Dak Prescott. So I am more than fine with him being mid. I'm driving the bus for all the Dak Prescott.
Let's just say
I'm here for it.
We wrap up the tiers here. This is a very evenly distributed fucking tier.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got 6 guys except for the mid who's got 7. I love that.
Make it around.
Yeah, I mean,
more mid than anyone.
There's a few guys I would like maybe make one argument for being out of place here, but I feel like this is a very great tier. I feel like this is substantially accurate.
Yeah.
Where do we think people are going to be the most mad? I think people are going to be the most mad about Dak in mid.
I think
Kirk,
Dak mid, Herbert
too.
not elite.
People are going to hate Matt Ryan.
Like there's
Russell, Lamar. There's going to be people mad about like Herbert, Lamar, and Russell probably all not being elite. But sorry.
I stand behind this list full-heartedly. If anyone's got a beef with this list, they got beef with me on a personal level.
Steelers fans may not love it.
Well, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we're just gonna have to like reply or something. And I mean, that's fucking weird that they just put those two together and they didn't do it for any other team. Like if they were gonna do that, they should have thrown Darnold and Mayfield together.
Yeah.
Is Baker even on here?
No.
That's preposterous.
But they have Deshaun Watson in a Browns uniform.
Where would we put Baker at? He's firmly the bottom of the mid for me.
Yeah.
I think between J-Boo and
Jameis
Mac, maybe.
Yep. Right there.
That's exactly okay. We're in line there. Yeah.
Yep.
What's your guys' each of your biggest? Because we had a few quarterbacks decided 2-1 decisions. What's your biggest change you would make personally if this was you?
For me personally, I think Goff is way too low, and I think Kyler is too high.
Okay.
Too low? Like, you think Goff should be trash?
I think
higher.
I think Goff should be in the mid tier, but I think he's better than Mac, Jameis, Jalen, and right around that Tannehill level. So having him at the bottom of mid, this guy literally played in the Super Bowl. Like maybe he had an elite defense and maybe he had Sean McVay. This guy literally has taken his team to the Super Bowl. I think having him below Mac Jones and Jameis and Jalen is preposterous, but that's just me. You got three big brain guys trying to tier, and all three guys no ball, there's going to be some disagreements. That's what's great about sports, but I am very much not a fan of where Jared ended up.
I would say my biggest gripe, and Yankees just lost again. Let's go. Sorry to Nittany Bryan if you're watching or listening. I would switch Matt Ryan and Dak. So Dak would be the last great. Matt Ryan would be so I would switch Matt Ryan and Dak, and then I would have Kirk Cousins first in mid, and then Matt Ryan second mid. Just because, like, I'm thinking of where Matt Ryan is currently, not like where Matt Ryan is in the past of his MVP season. Obviously, I think he's Matt Ryan couldn't be in a more perfect situation than he is in Indianapolis with a really good offensive line, really good running attack, really good receivers. Like that's like perfect Matt Ryan territory is where he needs all of that to be really good around him in his current state. So that's the only reason I would change that. But I overall, I really like this, and I cannot wait for it to go out on Twitter tomorrow.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
Hopefully the people love it. I'm sure nobody will disagree with anything. It's not even like we fucked around here. Like, we're not even trying to create controversy. We were arguing all these points. I think based off all our opinions, it's a pretty good list.
Well, anybody that listens to the podcast will, I think, agree and understand or reason with this. Anybody who just sees it on Twitter and doesn't listen is probably going to freak out because they're not hearing our, you know what I mean, justifications and what we're saying about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you just look at the Twitter graphic and then freak out, you're a loser, and you should listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have any qualms, Mir?
My biggest thing was just like kind of some I don't have recency bias. I like went in this with future bias, which isn't like the parameters or anything. It's just what I've been doing. Like I would put Herbert above Burrow because I think Herbert's a better quarterback, but Burrow was just in the Super Bowl as a rookie. I'd put Lamar probably over Stafford and elite there. Like that, I'd probably switch Burrow and Stafford with Herbert and Lamar. That's my biggest thing, and put Matt Ryan leading mid.
Okay, I like that. Are we? Rick, you're muted.
He muted himself. You're unmuted. Oh, no, you had to unmute yourself.
Tough scene. Mir, in response, I would say if they want to be in that tier, maybe they should go out and win some playoff games this year. I don't know.
That's why I said future bias in my head. We'll see.
I can't wait to we'll revisit this and see where we fucked up and see where we were probably right throughout the entire thing, but.
I'm going to set a reminder for mid-February.
That's our QB tiers, folks. If I don't get this dog outside soon, I think it's going to shit on my floor. So let's wrap it up. And a tale as old as time itself. We planned a short episode, and we're approaching 2 hours now. So
we're going to break 2 hours now.
No Ball Experience featuring producer Mir. Closing thoughts, either of you guys?
Great show.
Shout out Jamal Murray and his girlfriend.
Shout out Jamal Murray and the fans of his penis.
Rick won't type it in because he knows. All you got to type is in Jamal MU. You got it, brother.
All right.
You'll see.
To close the show, I'll type it in on Twitter right now. What am I looking up?
Jamal MUR.
Okay. Jamal MUR.
What's the top? Show us the top. Like
he just
you suggested. Yes.
Penis.
Go!
Jamal Murray's penis.
I will not be reviewing the results of that search.
We're gonna have to have like a recurring segment, like a update on Jamal Murray's sexual organ.
Oh my god. Let's go.
So I got Jamal Murray. Nice guy. Jamal Murray, citizen of the community. So I just only have wholesome things on my Twitter. I don't know.
He's a great guy.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm never gonna admit when I'm wrong, so don't expect me to start now. Yeah, great episode, fellas.
Incredible episode.
Great episode. Very good.
Yeah, the boys are finding their fastballs slowly but surely. I think next week we have a pretty big college football preview extravaganza we're cooking up for you guys.
Yep.
But yeah, as we always say, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. You guys are what making this podcast fun. We always love to hear from you guys. Leave a 5-star, leave a thumbs up, subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, what do you guys have to add? Any closing thoughts on additionally?
Support's been insane. I mean, I hit on it like every episode, but seriously, like, thank you guys so much. Keep downloading this shit, keep commenting, just keep helping us, because like this fun little thing we were doing that usually takes like a long time for a podcast to see like this type of success is like, it's coming really quick, and it's awesome. Like, thank you guys. Big things coming soon.
Yeah, and let me just add to that. Fab and I just show up and shoot the shit for 2 hours. Our responsibilities are very low. Mere is the one working his ass off behind the scenes. He's the one trying to optimize this shit. He's the one keeping an eye on the numbies. He's already got the most stressful job of any of us, and he's doing that just out of the kindness of his heart. So we love him, first of all. But second of all, if you want to do our boy MereKat a solid, subscribe, download, leave a thumbs up, bump the numbies for us, folks.
And then after you do all that, go on Twitter and just give us like a hashtag thank you MereKat right after you do all that.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing those tomorrow. Let's see some hashtag thank you MereKats tomorrow. That's all I got. That's all I got. Love you guys. I appreciate the support as always.
All right. Does that wrap it up?
Is that a wrap? That is a wrap on Rick and Fab No Ball episode 12. Mere, we got to get you in that title somehow. Rick and Fab featuring Mere No Ball episode
Producer
12.
Mere.
Wrapped a go. Episode's done. We're out of here. Thank you guys. Love you guys. I'm hitting end record right now, and we're out of here. Bang, bang, bang.
Hey, it's Rick and Fab. Huh? It's Rick and Fab. What? It's Rick and Fab. It's Rick and Fab breaking balls. Takes me off the walls. Talking all that shit that make you wanna get involved. They no ball. Rick and Fab no ball. Look, when you wanna talk ball, tell me who you call. I know it's Rick and Fab. Rick and Fab got it all. They no ball. Look, Rick and Fab no ball. Yeah.